This episode of Finding Demo Surf Fishing is being brought to you by Ninja Tackle. You guys know I love his stuff. Matt's got great things, ninjatackleva.com. Lots of great things on the website. One in particular, I mean, you guys know I love the rods. The 7-footer, I use it in the surf. I use it in my kayak. I can use it at the causeway. It is an all-around versatile, great rod for me to throw lures and rigs. You can set it too. It is cool. The 8.6, you've seen a lot of it, especially with Justin Reed fishing. Me, myself, I throw metal lures out there and it just goes, man. It has handled everything I've thrown at it, all the way up to 13 footers. He's got all the rods covered. You need reels? He's got some in there. He's got the Akios and some other pieces. He's got other rods, rigs, hooks. Geez, you name it. He's got it there, huh? And if you're into firearm accessories, you need optics, anything like that, or pieces for an AR or Glock. Yep, he's got them in there too at Ninja Tactical, another great side of the website. So ninjatackleva.com. Get on over there, get your order in today. You won't be sorry. New episode, new week. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. And fishing has been phenomenal. It has been rough up here. And yeah, it's just the summer, man. It gets you. It's just not fun. But hey, you can still get out there and fish, and that's the most important thing. And you can hone your craft. This week, we are staying in Florida. Yeah, we're running a little south, though. We're running over to the Atlantic side. We're going to be talking with Healin Outdoors. Found him through social media, of course, because you know me, I'm a social media stalker. I love everybody's content. It's so fun to learn about and see. And this week, I finally got him to come on. I got him a break in his schedule, and we're going to have a great conversation. So I'll let him tell his story. I'm not going to run my mouth the entire time, like you guys know I like to. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Chris. Good to have you here, man.
Thank you for inviting me. This is exciting and new for me.
Yeah, people are all like, a lot of people like to say it's like this is a little different. I haven't played this game before. So
Yeah, yeah,
well, you are down in Florida. You're down in South Florida. Well, mid Florida, I guess, is the better
yeah.
way to say it.
Central
It's not.
Florida.
There we
Yeah,
go. And you've been doing content for, geez, a little while, and now you're running guides. You're just running around here, man, and
yeah.
it's been fun stuff watching. You're doing some great things.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I started back in 2019 as Real Healing Outdoors as a gateway uh, for my mental health. I needed something to kind of get me to detour away from the negative and onto the positive side. So that's when I decided to take it as a business and to help others understand that there's an outlet out there, and surf fishing by far is definitely one of my top outlets that help me on my healing process.
Dude, you're right. That stuff, fishing can do great things, and a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of, but several of our fellow veterans, because you were also a veteran, you're a veteran of the United States Army. You did your times over there. You and I were both in country in Iraq around the same time. We were talking about
Yes,
that
sir.
pre-show. So we both seen the interesting other side of the world.
Yeah,
Fishing is such a great place to get your brain out of the hole and back into the happy. And the sun doesn't hurt when it's sunny out. So
that's very true. That's one of the main things I look for. I look to get new tan lines every time I go out there.
oh, that's well put, actually. Very well put. All right, let's back it up. Let's start at the beginning. We'll get right into this here. Tell us your story and what got you into fishing.
So, as a young boy, I was fishing. My dad took me on this deep sea boat called the Bee Love down in Lake Worth, Florida, and we went off the boat. And I remember we were using, I want to say, sardines maybe. But before I put it, they had the triple hooks. Before I set it on the hook, I would spread the fin out and make sure it made it extra good for the fish to bite. I remember one time dropping it out and then feeling that little nibble nibble. Started reeling. And I told my dad I couldn't handle it anymore. Well, we reeled it in, and it was a 46 or 48-inch barracuda that won the pool. So
What?
I was super excited. So on the way home, being excited that I won the pool, only 6 or 7 years old, I asked my mom, so when are they going to come install the pool? And she had to break my heart and let me know that it wasn't that type of pool that I won. But of course, I never saw the money anyways.
Of course not.
Yeah,
Reasons.
yeah. So that was what sparked my interest into fishing. And then growing up, because we live more inland, I did a lot of freshwater fishing because that was just more convenient. But then as I grew up and got older, transportation, finances, all that stuff, I was able to start doing my own surf fishing, and that was back in high school, senior year of high school. 2004 is when I started surf fishing on my own, and I've just been going at it ever since. But I've been real hardcore. I would say 2012, 13 is when I started to become really, really in desperate need of an outlet, and that's when that became my go-to.
A, a very good go-to addiction to go to.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely, yes, sir.
Not a bad one at all. So nowadays, I mean, you're down there, you've still got plenty of fishing opportunities. What type of fishing do you like to do?
Uh, so I like to do a lot of surf fishing, obviously off the beach. I don't do too much pier fishing. I haven't really done too much backwater country fishing, only because I don't have a boat. All I have is my legs. So just being off the beach right now is really what gets my fuel going. But with my son around, he likes the bass fish. So we do a lot of the lakes and pond hop around here a lot with him. So that keeps him motivated, keeps me motivated. So we're all happy.
Is there anything better than seeing your kid catch something?
Not at all. That smile on his face, especially when you have like the 1v1 challenges and he thinks he's beating you, but then dad comes back and beats him. It's always fun.
Yes. Yes, those are definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. What is your favorite thing about fishing?
Serenity. I wouldn't necessarily say it's fishing. I would say it's the environment that you're in. You have other people that are out there fishing that are could be struggling the same way you are, that you don't know their story, but you know that you still have one thing in common, and you're out there just fishing. And then to me, that's what it's about. It's the environment that brings everybody together. At least it should. Sometimes it doesn't, but majority of the time it does.
Yeah, the latter better than the previous point on there. So,
Yeah.
I don't see. Nope, we're not getting into that. Nope, we're not going down
No,
that path.
that's another day.
Yep. What is your favorite fish to target?
Mm, so I would have to say, Um, well, it goes hand in hand. Shark fishing off the beach is something that really is addicting. Like the reel just spinning out of control is something that is quite addicting and gets your adrenaline really going. But also pompano fishing too, because you throw a pompano rig out there with a piece of shrimp and fish bites, you have no idea what you're going to be reeling in, and that's what I like doing that. So it's all fun to me. There's not really a particular, um, but I would probably go with pompano fishing because you just don't know what you're bringing in.
Yeah, that's the fun thing of Florida. Those double drop rigs, you put that out there with some fish bites, man, you're gonna you're gonna be shocked. You may not catch a pomp. You might catch something. You might catch a whiting Spanish, red, black, oh,
Jack,
jack. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you never know. Yeah, when I
nope,
caught my jack up here on, I was like, "What the hell were you thinking, man? I wasn't even trying to target you, and you're gonna eat
right,
a friggin'
yeah,
double dropper? You
yep.
crazy?"
And we recently, last time we went, we recently caught a lot of small pup sharks on those double drop rigs. So that was fun too.
I bet it was definitely fun with those. What has been one of your craziest or favorite catches?
So um, my craziest catch is obviously that Love story that I told. Um, just because the ending of that uh, is something that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
But I would also say I caught a 71 inch, I believe it was 71-inch black tip. That was my biggest shark that I caught. And that was by far my favorite because that put up a heck of a fight. And I think I caught it on my own shark rig that I made at the time. I used to make shark rigs. That's another story too. But yeah, I think that 71-inch black tip that I caught was one probably my favorite catch that I have.
That would have been fun. That's
Yeah,
a serious fish right there. And well done.
yeah, it was fun times.
I know this question isn't on here, but you brought it up before, and I want to say it. One of the fun things being a veteran, and most veterans, I think you all can agree with us, the adrenaline rush that we played with while we were active duty or any of that piece, there's nothing like it.
No, there's not.
It, it's insane, and it is a hell of a drug that our body produces for us. And in fishing, you can still get it a lot, and with sharks especially. I mean, 600-pounder, and it's just between you and a fishing line, and it's, come on, we're fighting, and
That's right.
that high is real, man, real.
Especially when you start to release them and you have to get in like waist deep or chest deep water to push them back out past the sandbar. That little adrenaline rush right there, that'd do something to you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I wish I could bottle it up sometimes, but like, come on, I need it. I just want that feel. And
Right. I get it.
we've heard about it so many times. I mean, other veteran podcasts, other those pieces. There's, we're not all thrill junkies. We're not doing that. It's just it's a nice feeling to have. And in our world, it's really cool that we can do that. We can get that rush and we can feel that without the negative side effects of how it comes about.
Right.
A
Right.
little less hazardous in our sport with it,
Yeah.
but it's still there. But I'm glad you brought that up with the adrenaline piece because it's important. It's
It
something
tickles your fancy.
it does. It really,
Yeah,
it really does.
it does. Yes, sir.
Oh man. Okay, let me get back on track here. What is a bucket list fish that you want to catch?
So off the beach, it's I need a tiger shark. That's my bucket list fish. I need a tiger shark. I don't care where I have to travel to get to it, but I'm by the time I'm 6 feet under, I want to have a tiger shark on my belt.
I think you will. I mean, we've got plenty here, and you'll nail one. Worst case, you have to come up here. Oh no, you have to
Oh
fish with
man,
us.
yeah, something I look forward to doing one day.
It's good fishing all around, man. And up here is a lot of fun with the white sandy beaches. You can't. We don't. We're spoiled up here. We know we are. We just have a tendency not to say it. We just like
You
oh,
stay humble, which is good.
we, all right. Along the same lines, there. What would be a dream place that you would like to go fish?
Let's see. I think like Cabo San Lucas. That would be a dream place for me. Just the water there is something different that you don't really see, and you don't have to go far to get big game fish too. So, and I like the Caribbean a lot, so I think that's somewhere where I would want to go and fish.
Both of those sound cool. And you talking about Cabo, I got an episode coming out not too long. It's probably been released by the time, or it will be released when ours airs. But I was hearing that they can catch roosterfish from the surf in Cabo.
Wow,
And
that's amazing.
I'm like, come on, man. I've heard
That's
nothing but
perfect.
amazing things about how those things fight. Really? You're just gonna add it
Yeah,
gotta do that now?
got to. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like I wouldn't be able to bring my rods and I'm sure I could actually bring my rods and
Yeah.
reels.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so yeah, we can do that one time. I have to plan it with the wife.
Yeah, oh no, the wife has to go
Yeah,
to Cabo.
yeah, poor thing.
All right. Last question in this category, and we'll move on to the fishing trips and knowledge piece. What has been one of your favorite fishing memories besides the Barracuda?
um, so anytime that I go out on the beach with family, friends, or clients, and they're new, just seeing them reeling in that catch, and watching their expression of like, wow, I just did this, that memory that we put in their mind for the first time or the 100th time is something that is what makes me feel the way I feel when I do things like that.
That's good. That's good stuff. All right, so we're gonna move into the fishing knowledge here, but we're a little ahead of schedule, and we should just go ahead and knock this out real quick and make sure that you're good. Get your bait checked.
Uh,
Oh, it's always so fun to remember that day. I always love that bait check thing on the video side because it just reminds me of how good the fishing can be. This bait check is being brought to you by DS Custom Tackle, Delaware Surf Fishing. They've got a bunch of great things up there at the website dscustom.com. Man, I can't even speak today. Awesome things with floats and rigs. And they got Barry's rig in here, the BS fishing charters. Yep, he's up there. He's got some good stuff with the sand flea and the glow on the dark. Really cool rig. There's also new floats coming out that are going to really tickle a lot of your fancies. They've been doing a lot of research and coming up with some really cool things that I think are going to help you out there. So you've got the rigs, you got hooks, you got floats, you've got, oh, I don't know, jigs and teasers, you've got a whole bunch of other pieces in there. Yeah. And there's some more stuff coming to the website that I can't talk about. But if you go to the website, you'll take a look at it. Yes, you will. DS Custom Tackle. Always good stuff, Delaware. You guys are doing great things. We appreciate you. Love you to death. All right, moving into the fishing tips, tricks, and knowledge piece here. How now for you, you can put this in with your guides. I don't know if you do it differently, but I normally ask this as your personal fishing versus the guides because we're going to get into that for you. How do you plan your fishing trips?
So I plan my fishing trips honestly. I just look at the waves. If the waves are good and the wind's good, I'm going. I don't really look at the tides. I just adjust. I adjust to that because you can't really, if you just wait to see what the fishing weather is going to be like, you may not have any fishing at all because you may be waiting for the perfect day for, say, forever.
Okay. So you're looking at the wind and the waves. All right. Well, what else about it there for you? Or actually, I guess if we move us into the next one, then what we can go that route because I think this is going to go hand in hand. How do you select your spot?
So, um, if we want to see sunrise, we go to one area. If we don't want to see sunrise, we'll drive to the other area. It's just, it's really what we feel like doing. Because some of the spots I just walk up on, because I believe sometimes surf fishing is mainly about luck too. If you just walk up and the fish are there, then it's even better. You're just now there to help, you know, bring those in. So, uh, my spots are just my spots, but everybody can get to them. They're nothing really special.
All right. Well, are you looking at anything in particular then to pick that spot to fish?
Yeah, I'm looking to see, the rips where the bars are, um, where there's little cutlets out, the deeper waters, stuff like that. We have a lot. Some of the times we have a lot dirtier water. I would say murkier water, so you really can't see too much of the deepness. But when you get the clear days, that's the good times you can go. And you really can't on an app. It doesn't tell you if the water's clear or not. You just gotta try to guess by the waves. My thing is if the waves are less than 2 feet, the water's going to be a little clearer than it's going to be if they're, you know, 2 to 3 or 3 to 4.
That makes sense. So you bring up a great point there on the murkier days. How do you find the deep spots and the shallow spots?
Um, I just throw, and usually because we have a trough, like we'll have the shore, and then we'll have a trough, and then we usually have 2 bars. So between the first and the second bar, I'll try to throw into the deeper water, and then sometimes I'll throw in between the shore and the first bar, which could only be, 30, 40 yards out in front of us.
Yeah, you get a lot of tidal movement over there. I mean, hell, you can
Yeah,
get 100 yards of beach, but within 4 or 5 hours with the tide
yeah,
flows. So I can
yeah.
see that one. Okay. So you brought into casting. Let's talk about the casting. You mentioned the two troughs and you're throwing in between there. Is there anywhere else that you're looking at? Like, hey, I need to throw here. I want to throw here. What is there anything that sparks your interest to throw at certain zones?
No, not really. Um, I'm really one of those basic type of fishermen that just go out there and throw. And if I'm not catching anything, then I'll move it and stagger it, or I'll move down to the beach a little bit to see if I can spark a bite or something.
Okay. Well, so you mentioned tides, moon phases. Is there any kind of moon phase that for you where you're all, nah, not fishing, or dude, this type of moon phase, this is the key?
I haven't really paid much attention to the moon phases a lot. I know a lot of people say full moon bite is something that's true, but I don't really fish at night on the beach, so I know it works throughout the day as well. But no, I wouldn't say I really keep a focus on the moon phases.
Okay. And what about sinkers and rigs? What kind of rigs do you like to use and lead do you throw?
I throw the sinker guy two a 3 ounce. I just know they're red. The red 3 ounce Sputnik weights. I throw his religiously. And then I used to use. I still have some of his rigs. Salty's Pompanos. I use his rigs. Um, there's also Hooked on Reelin. He's tied me a couple of rigs, and Frisky Fins tied me a couple of Pompano rigs as well. Frisky Fins is able to made allowed me to customize my own, which was with a top float blue dropper with just a blue bead on the bottom. And I won't say that they've worked any better or any less than any other Pompano gigs.
It's just you're happy. I mean, that's your preference one.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm, I get that, dude. Totally
Blue
understand
blue
that.
is my color, so that's what gets me like personalized, I guess you can say.
Makes sense. Well, let's talk about bait. So you got, like you said, you're doing different types of fishing. You've got pompano fishing. You're doing normal double drop one there. You're also shark fishing. Walk me through your baits.
So majority of the time I'll just use strictly fish bites, and I'll cut a little snippet of those off, put it on the hook, and then I'll tip. Nope, I said that backwards. I'll put the fish on. Excuse me, the dead shrimp. I'll take a piece of the shrimp, put the shrimp on there, and then tip it with the fish bites. They say it tends to hold the shrimp on better, but that's just something that I've been doing. And I've used live shrimp on single drops with no floats, but I don't. I did catch one pompano on a live shrimp one time, which I was a little shocked about.
Yeah, that's a bit
Um,
different.
yeah, it was definitely weird. But I wasn't complaining. He was a keeper.
No, we don't complain when the old silver flatty gets on there.
That's right. So I've used clams, I've used squid, I've used fleas, but it's crazy with me. Fleas do the opposite effect for me. I don't ever have any luck on fleas, while other people tend to have killer luck on them.
Interesting. Wow.
I don't
Okay.
know if it's because I'm not hooking it right. I don't know what it is, but
So you're
I
putting it through
tend to
the
do
tip. Are you going all the way through the shell completely, or are you just putting the tip into the back end?
no, I'm putting it through slowly so it doesn't crack the shell
Right.
and then throwing it out there.
Huh. And you're not getting hits. How
No,
weird.
that
Are they
is weird.
are they biggins or are you using olive
No,
sizers?
I'm the big ones tend. No, I don't use the big ones. I use the small ones. Just I won't say the small ones, but I'll say the mediocre size.
Yeah, yeah, the olive and a little bit undersized. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. I
Huh.
don't know if it's just something, but I know there's people on my coast that tear it up with sand fleas. I'm just not one of those guys for some reason. I don't understand it.
You know, you're not the only one.
Yeah.
You're definitely not alone. I understand. I have a love-hate relationship with sand fleas, but
Yes.
uh it's yeah, you never know. You never do. Okay, so you've got what do you do when you go fishing in a brand new place that you've never been before?
So I'll definitely walk. to see what I can see. And if I see just one place, I don't know how to explain it, but if one place looks juicier than the other, and that's just where I'll set up and go. But I'm looking for like bait activity. Um, I don't really throw a lot of metal, because you don't really see pods coming through a lot, as like you guys do see up there. But with the mullet run coming, we should be able to throw some metal at them and get something.
Oh yeah, you got plenty of things chasing that mullet, that's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah.
So when you throw metal, what do you like to throw?
I throw ES lures. They've been good to me. Um, I don't have any color preference. I mean, I do, but it's the blue one, obviously.
It's obviously blue, right? I was gonna
Yeah,
say, come on, man, you already said blue.
yeah. So it's the blue one that I throw. Um, but I haven't had much luck on metal yet. But I think that will change once the mullet run comes, like I said.
To learn out here as well. I did a couple of podcasts with different metal companies, and man, I picked up a couple of great nuggets of I didn't realize my speed. That was one of my biggest problems. I was doing, how like when you throw for bass, you kind of have that normal retrieve and just a
Yeah,
kind of steady cadence. And well, and one in particular was Beach Bum lures. He was like, dude, no, you got to turbo it. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you need to bring that thing in with speed. He's
oh
like, if you
wow,
bring it in with speed, you'll pick up a Spanish. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, and if you slow it down a little from the high speed to lower speed, you'll pick up a blue. And I was like, dude, why didn't anybody tell me this? He goes,
right.
why didn't you know it? I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Come on, man. But it was like after him and I had that, after we did the podcast, I had really learned a ton about metal and how I was just not using it properly. And again, I don't speak for anybody on this. This is just Brian's experience
Yeah,
because I was throwing metal forever. I'm like, why the hell is this not working? And
right.
I'd watch Justin catch, and I'm like, I hate you,
Mm-hmm.
really hate you. Um, but it was a good experience for that. So I bet for you this year you're gonna crush on some metal. I have a feeling,
I
especially
hope
with the
so.
mullet run, man. That's gonna
Yeah,
be
I'm hoping so.
fun. All right. How do you adjust your tactics for fishing when the bite isn't on fire?
So then that's when I go to my tactics that I would use for bass fishing. When I wasn't catching any bass, I would go to a small hook and a little piece of bait and just throw it out there and see what we can catch. So if we're not catching anything on the big surf pompano rigs, I'll throw a little small circle hook with a piece of shrimp and just catch something. Or we just move spots.
Okay. Downsize or move. When you say smaller hooks, are you using 1/0, 2/0, or are you going or lower than that?
So all I have is 1/0, 2/0, but I want to get into like the number six or the number twos, so we can throw in between me and that first bar, because there's fish laying there. You just got to get them to chase it. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense talking about that. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like to use sixes. Sixes are nice little hiders. They're like it's just big enough.
yep.
You can pin so for before anybody comes at us in the comments, you can pin some naughty fish with a six. I mean,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I've pinned a 30-inch plus red with a six without worrying about it. So
That's awesome.
y'all can do it. Don't come at us with that crap.
Yeah.
So with yours, you got a lot of coastline that you can fish, and you probably have a favorite area. How would you say that the fishing is different in your area than if you went north or south?
So honestly, I think our fishing area is mediocre. Because if you go south of us, you got Sebastian and Coco, all that. You got a lot of snook activity right down there. You go north of us, it seems to stay steady, but I would say where our area is better is because you have that deeper coastline or shoreline to where the waves aren't as energetic as I was told. There's more area for the waves to lose that energy. So And we have the jetties right there. We have a lot of shark activity now. That's But we also have a lot of surfers. So you have to plan your days on when you got to go and all that stuff.
Well, shark activity equals your happiness right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, it does.
So let's talk about seasons then for that whole thing. You obviously, just like us over here, we've got great seasons, we've got crap seasons. What have you found for your seasons to be your, all right, summer, fall's great, this is great, this is bad? What have you found?
So far on the business side of things, summer has been really slow compared to other summers. I don't know if it has anything to do with the heat or something, but this summer my pompano bite has actually picked up a little bit more than it has in the previous times. So that's something that's really surprising to me. With the warmer weather, you get the warmer water, but the pompano bite has been picked up for me, which is strange.
Yeah, that's different. Okay.
We had this guy, there's a guy, I don't remember his name, but he goes every morning to Canaveral National Seashore and he tears the pompano up. It's crazy that they're still biting this time of year.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if they're coming in and out of I love Canaveral. When I come down to visit my mom in Orlando, I'm normally at Canaveral or I'm right there by the Air Force Base.
Yeah,
I'm fishing that whole zone. That jetty, that's a serious mover, but uh, it wouldn't shock me if they go in and out of there feeding and stealing, running back to the cruise ships.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's south of where I go. Um, so we have on the other side of that, New Smyrna side, there's a Canaveral National Seashore too that we go to, that we can hit up.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
Geography was never my good it was never my
It's
strong suit.
okay. It's okay.
I didn't put two and two together. Okay, so summer's been funky. All right, talk to me about fall, winter, and spring.
So, well, fall I'm usually done because I coach softball, I coach weightlifting. I say I help coach. So I'm usually busy during the fall with that. So my oldest daughter is in weightlifting and softball. So is my middle daughter, and they play travel ball during the fall. So I'm pretty much
Ooh,
busy.
you have no life. It is done.
No,
You are on the
yeah,
road.
but I do make times for those early morning trips, so I'm back in time. But fall, I think for me personally, it's better because it's not as hot.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Um, but I'm one of those, like I said, I'm a basic fisherman. I'm one of those guys that fish year round. Um, I don't really have a better season than not. I just go and go.
Okay. So no differences for you. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we'll move into we're gonna go ahead and move into your business here. Let's get into the guiding scene. What got you into guiding?
So like I was saying earlier, um, when I was at my lowest, I needed an outlet for survival. And coming up with Real Healin Outdoors made that possible, that I need to share with other people. Tell them, hey, listen, life's not over. So uh, and being able to express that to people as I bring them out on the water and get their piece of serenity, it's what made me open up and say, okay, this is something I need to do now.
And have you found, I know this question isn't on there. Have you found that with the guiding and getting there, that has helped you?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely helped me out more than the people that I'm fishing with understand. If it's a chartered trip, if it's something that a friend of mine that say, hey, I need a peace outing, uh, and I take them out, it's for them. I think it does good, but for me, it does great because now I get to share my knowledge and express myself and say, hey, listen, this is an outing. This is a way that we can just sit here and zen out. And it's definitely humbled me in a way that um, that in a way that just it's hard to express those feelings because you just know that you're doing something without doing something.
Yeah. Well, when I backing into my darkness here, so for those of you that follow the show, you guys know I took all of July off. I had my own problems. I had a whole bunch of weird stuff going on, and my brain wasn't working very well. And I liked my little box. And Chris and I got to chatting about it too. So, and he understood where I was coming from. And I appreciate you doing the buddy check and catching up and talking with me, man. I do appreciate that.
All right, no problem. Hey, that's what we're here for. That's how we survive.
A true story.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got into a slight tangent here. I got into a good conversation with a guy I served with for a long time, and we were talking about the 22 a day and those pieces. And I called him a couple months later, and he's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing a 22 thing." And he's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Well, obviously push-ups aren't my jam, but I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna hit one, I'm gonna make a couple months for this, and I'm gonna call 22 friends a month." 22 veterans that I know I have on my phone that I haven't been in touch with, and just call them. Just,
That's awesome.
"What have you been doing, dude? What are you up to?" And, 'cause there's nothing against these organizations that do 22 a day things. Please don't think that. You guys are awesome. I appreciate what you do. But the average veteran is probably not doing stuff like that, especially the one that's having an absolute, for lack of a better term, shit show going on.
Yeah.
They aren't pushing that one. So my brain was like, all right, well, I'm just going to change it for me. And I found when I called 22 buddies and I was like, dude, I haven't talked to you in years. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? What are you doing? How's things been? And that sparked a whole different bit of a conversation. We never talked about any of the dark stuff. Obviously, we just caught up and shot the shit. But
Yeah.
instead of, doing push-ups and putting it on social, why don't you call 22 friends? Yeah. You'll be surprised what you find in 22 phone
Yeah.
calls. Like,
That's pretty
you
awesome.
did what the hell are you doing now?
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Thanks, man. I needed to find something different because
The other's not working.
it's not. It's
You're right.
it's really not. And
You're
I'm
right.
not going to get into the mental health piece here because I'm not a mental health specialist. I'm just a guy that has mental health, and I'm
That's
trying to
right.
make it better. But yeah,
That's right.
there's something that's got to change, and hopefully we can figure out a way. Anyway, blah. Damn it, Brian. I'm going on a freaking
Hey,
tangent
we
there.
need those every now and again.
What comes with going on a trip with you?
So when you come with me, I'm going to put you on the fish that are there. I'm not going to guarantee you any fish, but I'm going to guarantee you a good time. Um, so I'll bring water with me. I'll bring all the bait and tackle, all the gear, everything that you need. All you have to do is just show up, and we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I bet you will.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
What do you normally target when you're on a charter?
So it's really their preference. Either pompano, we're going for pompano, or whiting, something that they want to bring home and keep and eat for dinner. Or if they request it, we'll do some shark fishing too. We'll catch a whiting or something, cut the head off of that, throw that out there, and just see what we get. Majority of the time, I was telling a friend of mine the other day, 6 out of 10 times that I've thrown a rod out, I've caught a shark. So I've I think I'm pretty good where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll catch plenty of them out there. A couple of
Yes,
tournaments I
sir.
fished out there. It's like, what the hell? Leave me alone.
Right.
You're not my target, you jerk.
Yeah.
That was a
Yep.
fun fight.
It is so much fun. But it
Uh,
really stings when you get them on a pompano rig and you know you're about to lose that fish.
yeah, and in 5 minutes you're gonna be tying a new rig on and hoping for the
Yep.
best. And it's like, go away, you got some.
Yep. Yep.
What is your favorite part about running a charter?
So my favorite part about running a charter is giving somebody the experience of um, an easy way of what's the word I'm looking for? Entertaining yourself and clearing your mental space because we all know that we all deal with something, but we don't know how to deal with it. Getting on the shoreline and just throwing lines out is a way to deal with it. I don't know what it does, but it just blocks all that negativity out of the way and just puts that positive reinforcement back into your body.
Nice. Yes, it does. Very nice. All right. How is running a charter different than your just normal fishing day for you?
So I don't really say that there's a difference. If I go fishing on the day of me and my family, I'm going to do the same thing I'm going to do if I go on a charter. I'll make sure and take care of what needs to be taken care of. I'll bait your hooks. I'll take everything off. Um, Majority of the times I throw the lines out because it's new people. They don't know how to throw it. If they want to learn, I'll teach them how to throw it. I'll teach them how to tie on rigs, on what I'm using, all that stuff. So I guess if it's your first time, I'll teach you whatever you want to know. But if it's your 100th time, I'll still teach you everything you want to know.
Okay. It's so funny because it's the truth, ain't it? And if you're not picking something up on your 100th, it doesn't matter. We're always learning
Hmm.
in this game. So hopefully you're
That's
picking up
right.
something on it when I go out.
Yeah. And I hope a lot of people understand that you can never not learn something. You can learn something every time that you go out there on the water. Even if you're alone, you can learn something by yourself.
Yeah. Def- that part especially. Uh,
Yeah.
yes, sir. All right. Well, we've been 40 in, so let's go ahead and knock out another bait check because you got to check it for real this time. It is the second bait check of the episode. Hopefully, you've caught a bunch of fish and things are going great. If not, it might be time to change up the bait or move spots. Start thinking about something different. It's always something, but gotta try something different. This bait check is being brought to you by the Kids Can Fish Foundation. Kidscanfish.net is the website to go take a look at to check out all the great things they're doing with these kids. They're hosting great camps. They're hosting the surf fishing, bait, or learning about bait, you're learning about cast nets. I mean, there's so many things that they do for these kids up there, and it's all basically, I mean, what's the best way to say this? It's all given to the kids for free because of your donations. Your money goes back into the foundation and helps these kids get out there and fish. It helps them learn. And who knows, maybe it's a kid that's never been able to. Maybe it's a issue for finances. We all know fishing's not a cheap sport. It really is not, but it can be. But these things get the next generation into the fishing game for them to understand the addiction that we all have, and they get to fall in love with it. And Kids Can Fish is doing something amazing with that. They've also got the upcoming SSI, St. Simon's Island Running of the Bulls tournament. I will be there. I am very excited for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And all the money that's raised from that gets back thrown into that community to help these kids get out there. So that unofficial slogan, I love saying it: more tackle boxes, less X boxes. Your money helps them make that happen. So go take a look at the website, kidscanfish.net. What is your service area?
So I fish mainly New Smyrna south to Canaveral National Seashore. Sometimes I'll go north to Daytona Beach. Um, but I would say Daytona Beach to Canaveral National Seashore. I tend to go to where a lot of people are staying at their condos, and I just drive on the beach and meet them right there on the beach with them. Um, it seems to work out well that way. Or you got the guys that come in from out of town that don't have their gear, that know everything they need. They just want to rent your stuff out. I do that too.
Wow. Okay. So you're running a couple of different aspects there.
Yeah,
That's smart. Very
yeah.
business smart. How do people book a trip with you or look up about going on a charter?
So I'm on fishingbooker.com. I'm on fishanywhere.com. And then I have my Facebook that you can book strictly through Healin Outdoors on my Facebook page.
Business side here, one fun one. What has been some valuable lessons learned after starting and running this charter?
To be patient because it's not going to be, uh, you're not going to go from 0 to 100 as soon as you start doing it. Patient and consistency. I've lacked the consistency in it, but to get to where I need it to get, I have to start being consistent. And I think I'm going to start heading that way.
That's good, man. You know, it ain't easy. Not even a little. Not with
It's
everything you got
not.
going on. That's for sure, too.
Yeah. I needed to keep my headspace sane too.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong
Right.
there. We've talked
Yeah.
offline. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the social media aspect. I know the comments or the questions come out as YouTuber, but let's just talk about the whole social media thing. What made you want to start doing social media and the media content creation?
Um, a way of people to understand and um, just to pretty much understand, like, hey, look, this is what this entails, and make them interested on people to want to know more about the sport. Um, to let them know, like, it's a very fun, addicting way of life. If that's if you're not, and it surprises me that there's people out there that have never fished before, and that's the people that I want to try to get into contact so we can teach them.
Those are the fun ones for the charter, though, aren't they?
Oh, they are fun. They got a million questions for you, and you do your best to answer them all. Those are fun though. Those are the ones that you leave an impact on.
Yeah, that's my favorite, right? What you just said. The fact that you created something and able to help somebody get something further, there's not much better than that right there. Not
Yeah.
even a little.
And sometimes when we feel like we're not making an impact, that's when we're making the biggest impact.
Yes, right there. What has been the goal for you with content creation?
Just to be heard and seen. Um, I've been slacking on that, like I said, but I just got a new SD card for it. We'll be getting a new computer here soon, so I'll be able to do more content creations. Back in 2018 when I started, I was on it all the time, but then I just got diverted from time. And then I've learned over the years that if you don't make the time will slip away. So I got to make the time.
The most valuable asset we have that we can't get back.
That's right.
Mm. What has been one of the biggest lessons learned at doing doing this content creation?
Um, Patience again, because some of these apps or programs that you do for editing and all that stuff is where really, really is where the time is spent. Um, or sometimes, I'll just do it blue collar style. Just you see what you get, and this is how it is without any editing or not. So, um, yeah.
Cool. Good there. Has doing content creation made you a better angler?
I would say yes, because it makes me watch other people's content. So it's allowing me to become more knowledgeable of what everybody else is doing on the fishing side and also on the content creation side.
Any channels in particular that have been like, man, this has been my super helper?
Bama Beach Bum, when he started out back, he was about when I started in 2019, he only started for 2 years, I believe. He was one of the founding fathers, I guess you can say, of the YouTube channel creation on the surf fishing area. Um, but Justin Reed Fishing, I've been watching him a lot. And there's another guy that I talked to. His name is Mike Stapleton. He doesn't have any social media, but his is I want to say Korean wife angler or fisherman, something like that on YouTube. That we keep in contacts a lot too because he goes to the same areas that I fish. So just all in all, of all these people all around giving me better knowledge on and off the water.
Good call outs, and those are some good channels. I'll have to take a look at the other one there. I've never heard of that. And
Yeah,
I I'll admit it's kind of fun to watch Justin do his stuff, especially when I'm fishing with him and watching me out there. I'm like, all right, you good? And he's like, yeah, he's a character and he's damn
yeah,
good at what he does. So it's a lot of
yeah,
fun to see his stuff.
He's a good dude. From what I've talking to him a couple times offline on Messenger,
Mhm.
and he's very helpful. And any questions that I have, asking him or anything like that about the content creation side, he'll definitely give me the knowledge that he has. So he's an awesome dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go call him actually. I should call him.
Bring the bubble up.
What are you doing right now? Actually, midday, he's probably hiding. I don't blame him. He's probably
Okay.
swamped with work. He's always busy. What about what's the future plan for your channels?
So my future is just to put it out there and let people know that Real Healing Outdoors is just what that is. And no matter if you're fishing, scuba diving, kayaking, something outdoors, it's really healing to you. And just to get that knowledge out there that just to be outdoors, there's an outlet.
Yes, there is. The sun does it, man. Something about that evil burning thing in the sky
I
does a
know
little
it.
bit for and the nature.
And it's different. Like the sun burning over in Iraq compared to the sun burning over here, just it's not the same.
No, it's not. It's and people may think we're weird for that, but other ones, you guys get it. It is a different feel. It's just
It is definitely.
it is different. Uh, you bring up the outdoors, and one of the things that I found. So when I traveled, my wife and I, my daughter, we traveled for a long time, or a couple years after I got out of the Marine Corps, after I retired. We got in the RV and we just left. We sold everything and just traveled. And we were
Wow.
out. We were still where were we? We were in Cali at the time. We were doing the West Coast and we were going up north. We were heading up to Washington to go do our little sightseeing thing, and we got out to the redwoods and those big ass trees and seeing all that. For some reason, it was like the ultimate band-aid to all problems. Being out in the woods when
Yeah.
I could see people, but even the times when I was alone, it was like an instant recharge, battery completely. Like life is good, all the crap is gone. And then when
Yeah.
we hit like Yosemite, and then I'm standing in front of El Capitan, and I'm looking at this rock, and I'm all, what the hell? I mean, this is freaking ridiculous.
Wow.
But the outdoors, you just said it. The outdoors is there's something there that's not just your out everyday life outdoors. We're talking nature outdoors, trees,
Yeah.
water, streams, rivers, whatever. I don't care. Get outside. It is going to fix your it's going to help your life. It's not going to fix it. It's
Yes.
going to help your life.
It's definitely gonna help it. I agree 100%. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, you just flew through that damn section a lot faster than I expected. So we got to do the final bait check, and I'm going to ask you your last questions and get you out of here because you just nailed this stuff, dude. You've been crushing it. I'm loving it. Lots
I
of
wouldn't
fun.
say that, but okay.
You're doing it, dude. You are. You are. You really, really are. It is the final bait check of the episode, and I hope you've had a great time so far. And I hope you got a bunch of fish while you're out there because that's the key. We want you to catch more fish. We want you to have this knowledge to be able to catch more wherever you are. This bait check is being brought to you by the Sinker Guy. Go on over to thesinkerguy.com and look at everything that Chip's got going on in the Sinker Guy garage. Need sinkers? Hey, Chris talked about it. You guys know me. I always use the wonderful Sputniks. I love them. They are great in different weight sizes. If you need some that are outside the sizes that are on the website, reach out to Chip. You guys can discuss it, and he may be able to assist you with that. If you need the Bruno rig, double dropper that's been well known through Florida and been moving around quite a bit up and down the East Coast and a little bit international there too, it's doing great things. Bait, let's see here, bait threads, scissors, beads, floats, hooks, you name it. There you go. Chip's got it in there. So going over to thesinkerguy.com, look, you're going to find what you need. Get your order in today. Quick shipping, great customer service. All right, last of the questions and we'll get you gone for the day. What knowledge would you give to a brand new angler starting out?
To don't be overwhelmed so easily because it's going to be a lot very quickly. Just absorb it all and just be continually going out there. Don't give it up right away.
That's nice. Don't quit. What recommendation would you give to someone coming to your area to fish that's never been there before, before they even throw a line in the water?
You better be able to learn to cast far. That's all I have to say.
You do have some Long Beach. Okay. So long casting. Anything else?
Um, no, I would say just come ready. I mean, because you don't, like I said, you really don't know what's going to be there. I mean, just as in every other spot too, you don't know.
Wood ones. All right. Last question. We'll get you out. What's next for you?
To stay focused on my mental health and to hopefully open up Real Healing Outdoors bigger and better things.
Well, I look forward to seeing that happen, dude. You're doing good stuff, and I look forward to watching the growth because you've got plenty of it coming. I really do think so.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Well, next time I'll see you around. Good talking with you, man.
Yes, sir. See ya.
See ya. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Real Healing Outdoors down there in Florida, Central Florida on the East Coast side. Hopefully, this episode gave you some good tips to try and some new knowledge. It's always fun to have you here. I'm always great to see you, and I'm thankful for the time that you spend here with Finding Demo Surf Fishing. Till next week, you take care of yourselves. Get out there and go fish. I'm out of here.